Whether our physical bodies are denied freedom, our imagination is not. As we selected works and talked about which works would come together, we kept that freedom in mind, kept the freedom of imagination.
This is very much a spiritual convening, and I love hearing that language from those who come to see and feel the exhibition. And as Khadijah has shared earlier, there's a rich history that the three of us representing different organizations and artists in our own right are inheriting and have the great responsibility to steward thereafter. I joined here in January, and it was important for me to start my curatorial legacy in this organization to pay homage to the elders and ancestors who used this space as a seat of creativity before mine.
This is an exhibition that was made, as Malik shared earlier, to highlight the history of this space and how this space was built. In early May, I think it was May, we got on a call with Juliet Madison, and she shared with us what it was when they discovered this space, which was an abandoned Nabisco horse stable. And it had no electricity, it had one sink. And she talked about how they would park their cars and turn their headlights on, and they built a 40-foot cyclorama photography space by hand into here, which gave opportunity for photographers and artists who could not otherwise access that level of professional equipment, the opportunity to shoot their work and to build with other artists and to network with other artists. This is literally the foundation, one of the foundations of the Black art scene in DC and of the art scene in DC. She shared with us what the journey was like for her to give up her art career and work to support the space and support their family and support his dream and his gift of bringing artists together and bringing artists into a space. And she shared with us the heartbreak of when they found out that they had lost the space and what it was like to be basically gentrified out of the community and what it is like to put your blood, sweat, and tears into something that builds so many other people and then lose it and see it thrive in other ways that no longer include you. And so when we were selecting the work and when the work was being installed, this is a spiritual space. And this exhibit, or this event, I wanted to give reference to something that's said in the film, and I hope you guys got a chance to see the film. I was always here. And I think that is a theme that resonates often in our spaces. We create these spaces and they may evolve beyond us, but we were always here. And so as this space is reawakened, we want to reawaken with the spirit of the ancestors who came before us. We want to acknowledge that we stand on their shoulders, that we shoulder the deed of what this space means. Put your hands together and welcome up our next poet, Khadijah Moon.
I want to do maybe a 60-second warm-up with the band to get my vocals right. Is that all right?
Very cool.
All right. So what I'm going to ask the audience, we're in this space, and if there are any words, any phrases that resonate with you being in this space, honoring the people who have come before us, honoring the people that are among us. If you can call out those words and call out those phrases while the band plays and while I vocalize and get myself together, then we will be co-creating some energy to get started. How's that sound? All right, let's do this. And you can begin feeding into the atmosphere some of your words, and I'll echo. Love, 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 love. If today is one of those days where you are 2 seconds off of cussing a motherfucker out or doing some ungodly desecration to your own sacred form, please, my dear, remember who you are. Remember the moments where you feel your softness and can touch the corners of your exhale. Dreaming in color, you are lightness and sun rays, no longer dependent on the gravity that has always seemed to anchor you within chaos. You have battled mountains mightier than this week's gazillion gallons of unaware white privilege and the misery of capitalist Hunger Games wearing the robes of a 9 to 5. Remember who you are. Chant your name in melodic staccato and touch your hands to your heart that continues to pound in rebellion against the weapons so often formed against it. Close your eyes and breathe easily the air that reminds your inquisitive brain to continue to power through and bless the world with all of its magnificent gifts. Remember who you are. You are the dancing flame spirit of hungry revolution seeking solace in the bosom and gifting you graciously with its eternal wisdom to fight the powers that be. You are the blueprint of your ancestors' vision and the keeper of your descendants' history, nestling your people's imprint into the fabric of your DNA. You are the peace, the joy, the blessing, the dance, the cheers, the laughs, the cries, and the wonder of all that has come before and all that has yet to be. Honor it with the fullness that it was entrusted. Protect it from the fragility of bad choices. Don't only know your worth, don't let others spend it without your permission, without your meticulous bookkeeping where you guard your savings with your life. Remember who you are, star. Remember who you are. Hey, hey. Remember who you are. What did we start with? We started with love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Remember who you are. Great job. Let's give it up for the band. Yes. So this is my coming out party in a way, because coming out from being a homeschooling mother 24/7, because my young person is now officially a college student. Yes. Her dad and I spent all last week moving her across the country to San Francisco, to the University of San Francisco, where she's a first-year student. Yeah, thank you. And I am jacked up. Because see, nobody told me that San Francisco was cold. Nobody told me. I had 3 layers of clothes and all the walking, the hills. And so I'm out of shape. So I am literally decrepit. I limped in here because I'm jacked up. But it is such a pleasure to be here. Now, being an artist, where I don't have to, my daughter's not here. Come on, mommy, how long we gonna be before we go? So this next piece is called A People's Poets. And visual artists I look at as being poets. You know, even if your words are through images, or your feelings and emotions and messages are through images. And so this piece was written specifically for this event. A people's poets may not be who you think. Ain't always smelling like incense and rocking locks, or pulling out of their bag their book of poems that they want you to cop for just $5. A poet of the people might not have a book. Might be your drunk Uncle Lou at the barbecue yelling out loud that it was goddamn wrong what they did when they shot that boy dead in the street like that. Might be your cousin Mickey off her meds telling you about the time she seen God walking down 14th and U. A people's poet has life's gritty dirt between their fingers, the stain of disappointment and offense leaching into the underlaying of their soul skin. A third eye that is all the way open even when they sleep, interrupting their dreams that those with weaker spirits could never entertain. A people's poet spits lyrics with ragged edges and honest vowels that open portals to understanding that we can only feel and sometimes never touch. A people's poet conjures up the backdraft flickers of dead heroes through metaphor that is stapled to your unconscious with rugged endurance, next to default memories of Saturday morning cartoons, Tang, Twinkies, and Michael Jackson's Jerry curl. A people's poet never forgets. They remember Malcolm X and Assata Shakur and MLK and Dick Gregory and Marcus Garvey and Ella Baker and Fannie Lou Hamer and the Soul Dad Brothers. They remember Move and Reaganomics and the Great Migration and when gas used to be less than $1 a gallon. They are unrespectable, unruly, and often inconvenient. They disrupt quiet with rage, shouting over the hurt that smothers out the drowning, vestiges of hope, and compels one to find comfort in all that is deadly, from drink to drugs to oversexing to compensate when there is no love. But a people's poet loves their people. A people's poet loves their people. A people's poet might not be who you think. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? And so my last poem is called An Activist Prayer. I've noticed lately that a lot of the pieces that I write are sort of prayers, because I need them. I need them. Affirmations. And so this is my prayer for everyone in this space. Y'all want to jump in?
Let's see.
All right, let's see. What kind of energy? You got something dirty and powerful and I see those smiles behind the mask. They got something for me. Yeah, dirty. May we continue to breathe fire, siphon ether from the molecular until our cells live beyond the cellular and our energy is time's infinity. May we know not the temptation to quit, never halting our predisposition to endlessly want to fix and to recreate, stand up, never satiate the powers that seek to destroy the very core of who we are. May we continue to shine like stars. Constellations in our concrete prisons, leading minds north to the horizon where the sky's sun is our salvation and unity is unified without uniformity. Casting off the chains of conformity, may we guide with knowledge, pinky-fingered linked with compassion, evoking the prayers of our ancestors with agile action, falling back to allow our young ones to share the burden of this beast, telling our stories to ensure the continuation of this work at the very least. May we continue to breathe fire. May we continue to bring fire. May we continue to be fire. Blazing bright to burn down what is unjust. Becoming the flame is a must. Burn, baby. Burn, baby. Burn, baby, burn. May your light never extinguished.